My name is Maureen, and I had the privilege of meeting Shri Mataji in 1975 when I was 21.
My name's Danya, and I had the blessing of meeting Shri Mataji in 1980 when I was a teenager.
We would like to extend a heartfelt welcome to you all to this centenary celebration of Shri Mataji's Advent. It gives us great joy to share this momentous occasion with you all and to pass on the unique gift of self-realisation that Shri Mataji enabled all seekers of truth to experience.
It's a real joy to see everyone, and we're going to have an evening, we're going to have a blend of performance. There's going to be some really auspicious music and dance performances by the Sahaja Yoga practitioners. There's going to be an opportunity to experience this meditation, and all the way through we will be honouring the life and incredible work of Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi. So in a moment, we will be welcoming Siddhi and her students to the stage, and they will be starting off this evening with a very auspicious energy. The dance is dedicated to the Adi Shakti, the primordial female energy that resides within all of us in the form of Kundalini, and also the Adi Shakti is the all-pervading energy of love and compassion. And this dance will demonstrate these different aspects of the Adi Shakti. So I'd like to welcome, very warm welcome to Siddhi and her students.
आदि शक्ति भगवती माँ, आदि शक्ति भगवती माँ, आदि शक्ति भगवती माँ, आदि शक्ति आदिशक्ति भगवती जगदम्बे माँ, संग करुणा विजया माँ, निर्मल माँ, जगदम्बे माँ, संग करुणा विजया माँ, आदिशक्ति भगवती माँ, आदि शक्ति भगवती माँ, आदि शक्ति भगवती, आदि शक्ति भगवती, आदि शक्ति भगवती निर्मल माँ, जगदम्बे माँ, संग करुणा विजया माँ। सहस्रारे महामाये कलयुग अवतार लिया, निर्मल माँ, जगदम्बे माँ, संग करुणा विजया माँ। निर्विचार का तूने स्वर्ग दिया, निर्विचार का तूने स्वर्ग दिया, निर्विकल्प में चित्त ये स्थिर भी किया, निर्विचार का तूने स्वर्ग दिया, निर्विकल्प में चित्त ये स्थिर भी किया, निर्विचार का तूने स्वर्ग दिया। परमेश्वर पाने का मोक्ष मार्ग सहज दिया,
It's really, really lovely to see everyone here. So many seekers who've come to find out more about Sahaja Yoga and the amazing life of Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi. And it's an absolute honor to be up here with you all. As I said, I was very blessed to meet Shri Mataji as a teenager, and I can't begin to tell you how much she touched my life in such a profound way, and continues to, because I don't know what I'd do without Sahaja Yoga, with all the challenges and stresses of daily life. So when Shri Mataji's photograph also, I have to say, has tremendous vibrations. So although she isn't here in form, she was born 100 years ago, we can still experience those waves of vibrations and the energy that just sparkled around her. Just to be in Shri Mataji's presence was to feel and experience something sublime and serene and holy and timeless. And in her presence, all thoughts and tensions would simply melt away without much effort, I have to say. So Shri Mataji's earnest desire was always to help others, to share this gift that she was born with. She wanted everyone to be able to access this ocean of peace and bliss. Sometimes we get a little glimpse of that perhaps when we're by the seaside or walking in the mountains. We get that connection to that higher consciousness, if you like. But all that ocean of peace and bliss is actually within us and accessible. And that's what Shri Mataji wanted through this Sahaja Yoga. And in these turbulent times, we know we need this inner peace more than ever. Very sadly, we're living in a time when we're all, switch on the news and it's a shock after another. Shri Mataji said, there can be no peace in the world till there's peace within us. So we're here celebrating Shri Mataji's work. And funnily enough, she never called what she did as work. She called it a joy. And nothing gave Shri Mataji greater joy than to meet the seekers. And some of us who were fortunate to sometimes travel with Shri Mataji, she was a tireless traveler, a whirlwind of energy. She went all around the world to spread this Sahaja Yoga completely freely, giving her time, never charging any money, which is so rare in these days. And the younger ones at that time, we could hardly keep up with her. And she would always joke, well, I'm not actually doing anything, she'd say. And yet she continued to travel the globe for about 4 decades. Wherever she went, she brought joy and light. And it goes without saying that Shri Mataji was also a great humanitarian. I've been asked to tell you a little bit about her worldly achievements. So amongst I don't know how she found the time really to do all these things, but where there's a will, there's a way, and the power of love. She established an orphanage in Delhi, a number of hospitals in India. She was also a major patron of the arts, all form of arts and crafts. She founded an international theatre group, music and dance academies, international schools. And although she never sought accolades or awards, many institutions did indeed bestow awards and accolades on Shri Mataji, just to name really, really few, because the list is very long. For example, the Academy of Arts and Sciences in St. Petersburg bestowed an honorary membership on Shri Mataji, and the history of the Academy, only 12 other people, and one of them was Albert Einstein. And aside from being a Nobel Peace Prize nominee and recipient of the Unity International Peace Award in India, Shri Mataji was invited to speak at 3 consecutive United Nations World Conferences. All the programs, all the pujas, all the traveling from country to country, the building projects, the creation of academies, charities and schools. She did all this out of her tremendous love and compassion for others. So where did it all begin? As you know, Shri Mataji was born 100 years ago in the center of India, in a place called Chhindwara. She was born into a Christian family, and it is said that she charmed and delighted everyone who knew her, including Mahatma Gandhi. She first met Mahatma Gandhi when she was only 7 years old, thanks to her parents' involvement in the Free India movement. And in fact, Shri Mataji's first experience of public speaking was at his ashram, where she addressed a huge crowd. She was 9 years old, and she spoke fearlessly against caste discrimination, and she encouraged all those who were facing her to stay true to the movement of Free India. She spoke with such profound conviction. Clearly, this was no ordinary child. It was a powerful moment, a microphone, a crowd, and the unrelenting telling of truths, and it foretold many things that were to come. Before she even began Sahaja Yoga, Shri Mataji told us that she was always studying human nature. Why do we run away from reality? What are we seeking? She studied all the permutations and combinations, if you like, that seekers may face. She later studied medicine in order to better explain her spiritual knowledge of the chakras and the kundalini in more scientific language. We will be explaining much more later, but just chakras simply means wheels of energy, and kundalini is a coiled spiritual residual energy that in most people lies dormant in the base of the spine, in the sacrum bone. Because previously seekers would have to purify themselves, maybe for years, lifetime. They usually would work, one guru would work with one disciple and would raise up this kundalini, if they were lucky, maybe one chakra at a time, slowly, slowly. And Shri Mataji was always searching for a way to make this easier for people, because in these modern times, we don't always have the time, we don't make the time to go to the, away from the madding crowd, if you like. And finally, in 1970, she managed to open this Sahasrara chakra. She was now able to offer this previously rare experience for anyone and everyone who was seeking it, true seeker. And she started with just a handful of people in India first, one by one, and then she came to the UK. In fact, she came to the UK about 50 years ago. I think it was in 1973, so we have another anniversary, if you like, this program. She came in the reason she came here is due to her husband's job as a high-ranking diplomat, so they were invited here by the British government. And while Shri Mataji had ample opportunity to mix with the great and the good, you know, from going to Downing Street, Buckingham Palace, you name it, nothing gave her greater joy than travelling up and down the country to some very, very modest halls, always travelling at her own expense to share her gift. In a hall such as this, I mean, Shri Mataji actually visited this hall, I think in 89, maybe. She wouldn't leave the hall till she'd met each and every person. She just had so much love to give. She would not leave till she'd met everyone and made sure that they had a chance to experience their self-realization. And often you could find her at the end of the program, at the end of the meeting, literally massaging the wrinkles from the seekers' foreheads or wiping away a few tears as she empathized with their frustrations and woes. And it really was something, to experience this. And I can vouch for this when I first met Shri Mataji with my family. When she put the beam of her attention on you, it really felt like she knew you already. It felt like you were being seen for the first time, and the questions she would ask you were so freakishly, uncannily pertinent to your own individual story. And it was like, wow. And, you just felt this tremendous security and love, really. And there was always that inimitable perfume of roses and sandalwood in her presence. Something really sublime, and sometimes if I catch on the breeze the roses or the blossoms, I'm reminded of being in Shri Mataji's presence. She had a natural fragrance. She also had a great sense of humor and a sense of the absurd. Goodness knows she needed it with all the characters, all of us lot, all the hippies and the eccentrics that met her. And we were always amazed at the depth of her knowledge and how she linked Sahaja Yoga so effortlessly to all the great wisdom traditions, all the great spiritual traditions. And her speeches were effortless. She would juggle the different themes. She never used notes. Sorry, Mother. And some elements seemed specifically tailored to those individuals that were in the audience. And sometimes it's as if she was speaking for those people that were yet to come. So what does Sahaja Yoga mean? Saha means with, actually, and Ja means born. Sahaja also means spontaneous. This is the Sanskrit translation of those words. Yoga simply means union. So the beginning of our self-realization is the spontaneous union with our individual spiritual energy and the all-pervading divine energy. And this may sometimes be felt as a cool wind, cool breeze in the palms of the hands, top of the head. Sometimes people experience a little tingling on the fingers, the feet, and certainly a calming of the mind. I'm sure already after these beautiful dance performances, we're already a lot more calm. And so it does take a little bit of time and patience, though. You will get, I think everybody here, there's so many vibrations in the hall tonight that a few strands of Kundalini come up. The Kundalini is like a rope of many, many, many strands. And when we first come, we may get like a few strands just coming up to pierce the top of the head. And when that happens, you can perceive something like a subtle energy. But of course, like anything, it takes patience, it takes a little time. It's like having a little seedling. You need to give a little bit of water, and all that will be explained. That's the kind of meditation, the follow-ups. But it's really definitely worth it to have a little go, to give it a go, maybe a month or so, and see if it helps you. Because I personally work in the field of mental health, and boy, we need this. It really helps with our mental, emotional, and physical health. Because when the mind finally becomes still, all these thoughts that are sometimes likened to a monkey jumping from branch to branch finally settle down. And we can be more in the present moment, we can be more focused, and especially when the Kundalini passes this chakra, the Agnya, that's this forehead chakra. You don't need to remember any terms, but when it passes this center, the ego and the superego just subside a bit, and we get a break from these thoughts. I'm sure we'll all enjoy taking a breath and pressing pause. In a moment, we will have the experience of the meditation. And I would like to conclude this very brief introduction to this vast and fathomless subject, because Shri Mataji was recognized as so many different things. She was called a saint, a healer, a philanthropist, guru, goddess. but she simply referred to herself as mother. Her patience, love, unconditional regard, unconditional acceptance was so innate. And today her amazing legacy can be seen in the thousands and thousands of lives of people she has transformed beyond measure by her loving touch. So who was Shri Mataji? For me, one word describes her, and that is love. Ultimately, Shri Mataji was the embodiment of love, pure and unstinting. I would say she was love walking the earth, changing and healing lives, love always purposeful, always magnanimous. She would go to any length, any sacrifice to reach those who thirsted and hungered for truth. And now I would like to invite Prasad and Vimala so that we can enjoy the experience of meditation that Shri Mataji taught us. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone. It's a great joy to be here amongst you all today on this very auspicious occasion where we celebrate Shri Mataji's 100th anniversary. And now we're going to move on to the self-realization, the doing part, the reason why Shri Mataji traveled around the world and met so many people to give this experience to each and every person. So we're going to do that now. We're going to have a meditation which will be followed by a song sung by Vimala here. She will sing the Lord's Prayer in Syriac Aramaic, and that will be part of the meditation. So for the meditation, we just need to sit very comfortably. Could I ask you to take your shoes off as well? So before we begin, I'm just going to show you where you're going to place your hand, because during the process you'll have your eyes closed, so you won't be looking around. So we'll have both our hands held on our lap, and we'll place our right hand on our heart. Then on the left side of the stomach, the upper abdomen. Then the left side of the torso, where the leg meets the stomach. So if you could just follow along what I'm doing with my hands. Then back up to the left side of the stomach. Then the heart. The left side of the neck. And here we can turn our head towards the right to open the center. Our forehead, the back of our head, and we can tilt our head upwards, and the top of our head, the Sahasrara. So that all that's needed for this exercise is a sincere desire and an open mind. When we say these affirmations, I'll use the word mother often, and I'm referring to this mother Kundalini which resides within each one of us. So we can all sit with our eyes closed, and we can just take a few deep breaths, hold it, breathe out. So we can place our right hand on our heart. And here we can say inside, am I the Spirit? Am I the Spirit? You can ask it 3 times. We can move our hand to the left side of our stomach. And we can ask inside, am I my own master? Am I my own master? Now we can move our hand to the left side of our torso. And this is where the divine's work is done, and we can pray, please give me the pure knowledge. Mother Kundalini, please give me the pure knowledge. We can ask this 6 times. Mother Kundalini, Please give me the pure knowledge. We can raise our hand up to the left side of our stomach again, and here we can affirm inside, I am my own master. I am my own master. We can say this 10 times. I am my own master. We can raise our hand to our heart, and here we can say, I am the Spirit. I am the pure Spirit. You can say this 12 times. I am the pure Spirit. We can raise our hand to the left side of our neck, and turning our head towards the right, we can say inside, I am not guilty. We can say it 16 times, I am not guilty. We can raise our hand to our forehead, and here we can say, I forgive everyone. Doesn't matter how many times, we just say, I forgive. Mother Kundalini, I forgive. We can place our hand on the back of the head and turn our head upwards, our face upwards. And here we can say, if I have made any mistakes, please forgive me. O Divine, if I have made any mistakes, Please forgive me. We can raise our hand to the top of our head, and we can place our hand firmly on our scalp, and we can rotate it 7 times clockwise. And here we can say, please give me my self-realization. Mother Kundalini, please give me my self-realization. We can raise our hand a few centimeters above the top of our head and just see if we feel something. Could be a cool or a warm breeze. You can raise your hand a little higher, a little lower. You can place your right hand on your lap and raise your left hand above the top of your head and see if you feel something. You can place your hand back on your lap, and we'll just sit in silence for a while. If any thoughts come, we can just say, not this, not this. In this meditative state, we're going to listen to Vimala's song.
Abunda Bashmaya Nikata Shushma Tietek Malkutha Nei Tefigan Kai Ganat Bash my off Bahara Abunda Bashmaya Nikadushushumuk Tietek Malkuthak Neiwe Tefigyan I Ganat Bash my off Bahara Avalan lama de sukanani yamuna Ashpawaklan halvan wahatain Eigene Daphnen, je vous laiben. Ella talan, leanes junak. Hella petsen, min bishak. Mitul indilaki malkuthak. Lahila wateshbuthak. Hallam Amin. Ooh, Amin. Ooh, Amin. Amin. Metul dilaki malkuthak. Lahila wateshbuthak. Hallam Amin. Ooh, Amin. Ooh, Amin. Amin. Ooh,
We can all raise our hands above our head, right up towards the ceiling with our palms facing the ceiling, and we can ask inside, is this the all-pervading power of love? Is this the all-pervading power of love? Just see the sensation on your hands. You can place your hands back on your lap. And we can finish. You can open your eyes. Maybe you can gesture, touch your heart and say, thank you for this experience. Thank you, Shri Mataji. And thank you all. I hope you enjoyed the experience and you felt something. We're going to move on with a short film about Shri Mataji's life, about how Sahaja Yoga came into being. So I hope you all enjoy that. Thank you all so much.
Today, hundreds of thousands of people worldwide are celebrating the 100th birthday anniversary of Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi, founder of Sahaja Yoga meditation movement and spiritual leader. Those who have not heard about Shri Mataji could be surprised that the personality of such stature has not reached their awareness yet. The impact of her work on humanity is hard to estimate. But all who are familiar with Shri Mataji can state that her work has and will have at all times ahead the most significant impact on the evolution of humanity as a whole.
So beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I bow to all the seekers of truth. I bow to all the seekers of truth. I bow to all the seekers of truth. In the history of humanity, in the history of evolution, in the history of spirituality is the most important time, because here where you will get whatever has been promised to you so far. Sa means with, Ja means born. So it is born with you the right to become united, which is the yoga, with the divine. We have within ourselves this power in the triangular bone, which is called as sacrum, meaning sacred, which when awakened sprouts like a primule in a seed and rises through 6 subtle centers, opens out the last center and gets connected with the divine, which is a subtle energy all around us, which organizes us, which nourishes us, does all the living work. Above all, it loves us. It's all predicted thousands of years back in India and later on by many saints. Even William Blake has predicted it. This is the last breakthrough of our evolution, where you have to get connected with the divine. You have to feel it on your central nervous system, and that's how you get your self-realization.
After raising her children to adulthood and seeing them happily married, Shri Mataji had fulfilled her responsibilities as a mother and a householder, and was prepared to embark upon her true life's work, the emancipation of humanity. Having been invited to the ashram of a prominent local guru in 1970, she was shocked to see him looting people in the name of spirituality. Suddenly aware that the seekers everywhere were in danger from this future trend, Shri Mataji searched deep within herself for a solution. She spent the entire night on the seashore contemplating. And in the early hours of the morning, disgust with the falsehood she had witnessed and compassion for her children everywhere forced her to act. She meditated upon the Sahasrara, the energy center on the crown of the head, and prayed that all the seekers of truth would eventually receive their enlightenment and bring about the dawning of collective consciousness in humanity. She describes this historic event.
As soon as Sahasrara was open, the whole atmosphere was filled with tremendous Chaitanya, and there was tremendous light in the sky, and the whole thing came on this earth as if a torrential rain or a waterfall with such a tremendous force, as if I was unaware and got stupefied. The happening was so unexpected and so tremendous that I was stunned, and I became completely silent at its grandeur. And then this torrential rain completely drenched me. And I started seeing all that and got lost into the joy. It was like an artist seeing its own creation fulfilled. I felt the joy of great fulfillment.
After emerging from this beautiful experience, Shri Mataji looked around and saw the blindness of human beings, and she became absolutely silent. She desired that everyone should attain their self-realization in order that their eyes could be opened. Her vision for humanity had come into focus and was beginning to unfold.
When I started raising their Kundalini, first only 2 people got it, gradually. Then so many people got this. So they said, we too want to have this within us. So can you give us? I said, I'll try. I don't know. So we thought we should go into a place which is away from the city. So we were about 25 people. I think 6 or 7 people got their realization. So they told us that we are feeling the cool breeze in our hand and also the cool breeze coming out of Fontanelle bone area. So I said, that's it. Now you have to grow in it. You have to watch. With a witness state, you should find out what has happened to you. I must say those days people were very, very genuine. They wanted. It was not just a stunt.
Out of recognition for her great work, Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi has been hailed around the world as the Great Mother. Since 1970, her mastery over the primordial energy known as Kundalini has drawn seekers to her public programs by the thousands. They come to experience the awakening of this energy, which is felt as a cool breeze emanating from the top of the head. As our spiritual mother, this force brings about a profound state of inner peace as we're spiritually reborn. Through this connection to the divine, we go beyond the mind and into the state of thoughtless awareness.
The seeking is very simple to understand, that you want to know yourself. All the time we say, I want this, I like this, I that. But who is this I? What is it? Who is this one myself? What am I? Do I know anything about myself? It's very superficial knowledge we have about ourselves. Everybody has said, all the religions have said, you should know yourself. There's no difference on this point. Actually, in all religions, if you go in the essence, there's no difference. According to time, it was a little bit stressed on one point and sometimes on another point. But the fundamental thing is that you have to know yourself. And how do you know yourself is the point. People will say, do this, give up everything, give up your family, give up everything, wear this kind of dress, cut your hair or shave your hair and all that nonsense. It's so outward. If you put little bit of your intelligence, you'll see it's all outward. It's so skin deep, it has no meaning. So what has to happen? We talk of a last breakthrough of the evolution. How do you achieve it? When you are evolved up to the state of human beings, we have to know one thing for definite, that there's something missing within us. Otherwise, the world would have been a most beautiful place, the paradise to live in. But something wrong with the human beings, and what is that? Is to understand how we have come through evolution.
How would you describe, Shri Mataji, the benefits of Sahaja Yoga meditation compared with other kinds of meditation?
The first and foremost thing is you must feel the vibrations on your hands, cool vibrations, which is the divine love of all-pervading power. You should feel it coming out of your fontanelle bone area. With any meditation, it doesn't happen. Anyone, then that is not correct. This is the minimum that should happen. That you should feel your vibrations like cool breeze on your hand and out of the fontanelle bone area. This is the minimum to start. You see, the world is ready for it. That's how. Otherwise, it would not have happened about, say, 20 years back, I think. Now the time has come. It's a new awareness which is coming. You see, it is, I think, you see, it is a system where you are ready for something, you get it. People are seeking, no doubt. I didn't know they were seeking so much. I didn't expect also. But when I saw so many people, I was amazed. आ रही ठंडी बहुत बड़ी बात है आप लोगों को इतने लोगों के हाथ में ठंडा सबको अनंत आशीर्वाद है हमारा In the world of this nonsense that we are living, we have to be something like the lotuses, who cannot be tarnished, who cannot be affected by all the ills that are going on. This is what is the test, is the pariksha. That at this time, at this difficult time, we can blossom and create fragrance. You're all thoughtless. If you see, there's no thought in your mind. And complete silence. Enjoy this. This moment is going to transform your life. Take it from me. You may not realize today, but you'll realize it very soon.
The complete transformation of both the inner and outer expressions of humanity are just within our grasp. We need only look within our own being to find the roots of all eternity. As each of us do this, we lay the foundation for the coming age and the great awakening which will forever alter our future course. This is the vision of Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi, a living saint for modern times.
Tremendous love. May God bless you.
Right, I'm going to give you a short introduction to how Shri Mataji brought Sahaja Yoga to the West. As I stand here today, To me, it's nothing short of miraculous how Shri Mataji has developed Sahaja Yoga over the last 50 years in the West. Shri Mataji arrived in England in December 1973. Their husband had been elected to the Secretary General in the International Maritime Organization here in London. As you've seen from the film, Shri Mataji had already started her great work in India, but coming to England in the 1970s was a very different thing to do. At first, she started talking to the people that she met through her husband's work. These were quite highly placed people, some at the helm of affairs. And she started saying that there should be a change in society and the way mankind was becoming totally materialistic and outward. Not only did the people show little interest in her message, but one person went so far as to say he was very happy with the way things were. Thank you very much. So she decided to try and find true seekers. So she gave a talk at the Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, which is the Indian Cultural Centre, which at that time was in New Oxford Street, London. One of the people attending this was a Hatha Yoga teacher, and he invited Shri Mataji to come to his place and meet some of his students. My elder brother Pat and myself had the great good fortune to be taken along to one of these gatherings. As I went in the room and my friend said, "Sit down and put your hands out," I looked up, and on seeing Shri Mataji for the first time, I just felt she was a goddess. And this is certainly something that I'd never thought of about anyone before, or indeed since. And I felt in my hands vibrations, and I felt totally at one with myself and everything around me. I had, in effect, received my self-realisation, even though at that time I didn't know those words. Following this, we saw Shri Mataji as often as possible. Many seekers came by word of mouth to listen to her message, but few seemed to be able to leave their past behind. So it was a relatively small number of us that Shri Mataji worked tirelessly, clearing our rather shattered subtle systems from all our torturous routes we'd gone through our seeking. In January 1977, a small band of us went on tour in India for 3 months with Shri Mataji and found what it was like to actually attend a big gathering of people. It was quite incredible, having only been a few of us here. When we returned to England, with Shri Mataji's great help and encouragement, we organised the first public programme, big public programme, in London, and it was held in Caxton Hall. As we watched the room fill with people, we were absolutely astonished. It was beyond our wildest dreams to have people at last come and receive Shri Mataji's message. However, Shri Mataji asked us to sit alongside her on the stage, and we were extremely reluctant. We actually felt we were not in any way eligible to do that. However, she insisted. And now, when I see us here today, I realize that even then, Shri Mataji was showing us what we would be doing in the future. That not only would we be able to have our own connection with the Spirit, but to actually pass it on and give self-realization to others. So, over to Dania now.
Can you hear me in the back? Thank you. Sorry about the mic thing before. Yes, as Maureen said, we were so extremely fortunate to have Shri Mataji living in the UK for 15 years. And many of us had opportunity to spend time with her, not only in meetings like this, a little bit formal, but was also behind the scenes, and we could see how not only did Shri Mataji talk the talk, she walked the walk. So in every way, she was kind, compassionate, generous. And I first met Shri Mataji, as I mentioned, in 1980 at the Friends Meeting House in Hampstead, just lived down the road. And my parents were jobbing actors, and far from the glamorous lifestyle this might convey, we didn't actually have a lot of money. So not everyone living in Hampstead in the 80s was rich. They came down in the 60s, had the foresight to get a flat there. So we were very lucky. We met Shri Mataji in the Friends Meeting House. And me, my mum, who was a great seeker, and also my brother, we all started to really enjoy this, as I hope that you all get a taste of what we did. And we got really, we really found it really helped us. And there was one character in our family who a little bit held back. He was like watching and observing, what's this thing they're all doing, this strange yoga. But I guess he could see the effects on us. And, my brother and myself grew out our kind of strange, sort of punky hairstyles. We started to study a bit more. And we were generally more peaceful and harmonious as a family. And we continued to attend meetings and Sahaja Yoga events. And in those days, we were so fortunate, as Maureen said, we often had the opportunity to meet Shri Mataji, perhaps on a weekly basis in Caxton Hall in those days. And Shri Mataji had this knack of knowing if there was something, I guess, something troubling us. She would zoom in, definitely, if there was an issue there. She had a knack. And my father, although a very sensitive artist and actor, was an alcoholic, a lifelong alcoholic. And he tried as much as he could during our childhood to give up alcohol. So he would go, what he said, on the wagon, off the wagon. Every time, it lasted about 6 months, I guess. And then, he'd have those shakes in the morning, and you know the story. And of course, he was a lovely, lovely man, but it was difficult to live with. So she asked us, when she saw me and my brother, so what about your father? And, so my mum, what about, and eventually my mum told Shri Mataji the reason he didn't actually want to come to a meeting. She said he feels embarrassed because he's still drinking. I think my dad had realized that this must be someone very holy and very special because of the impact Sahaja Yoga was having on us as a family. And he knew he didn't want to come before such a pure personality as, with his drink problem. And when we said this to Shri Mataji, he's actually shy because he's still drinking. She said, but actually, doesn't he know he's trying to give up drinking, but that's my job. I can help him with that. I've come, that's what, don't you know, in India they call me the Mahadhobi. I can wash away all these problems. He can just come, I'll help him. And she really, really wanted to help, and we conveyed this to him, that, Shri Mataji would, really love to meet you. And he said, oh, no, So one thing I just need to give a little bit of background is, as I said, he was a very deep seeker, a sensitive soul. And although we did struggle for money at times, any time we got a blessing, if you like, we were struggling perhaps to, have enough, to pay the bills, and then a check would arrive in the post, perhaps from a TV series that had been sold to Japan. Those old enough in the audience may remember Z-Cars or something. So then, when these unexpected boons happened, his one expression that I remember him from our childhood was, God is good. God is good. And that's what I always remember him by. So, back forward in time in our little time machine, Shri Mataji saying, tell him to come, it's okay. He shouldn't worry about that. So Shri Mataji again came to the Friends Meeting House, which was 5 minutes up the road from where we were living at the time. And we said, Dad, come on, it's only up the road. Are you going to come this time and meet Shri Mataji? She's asking about you. He said, oh, no. All right, okay. So we went to the meeting. We enjoyed the meeting, much like today. We had a lovely time. all nearly over, and Shri Mataji was sitting there meeting and chatting to individual seekers at the front. And so we had our back to the hall, to the entrance to the Friends Hall. So we didn't see, and someone had snuck in at the back, and suddenly Shri Mataji was chatting to a few people and sorting out their problems. And then she looked up and she said, "Hello, how are you? How are you now?" And it was my dad, and the sort of Red Sea, parted, and he came forward, and with his very sort of theatrical namaskar, bowed deeply, and she wouldn't sort of have him back, and then she just took his hand, and you know what she said? "God is good. God is good." So that was. And of course, thanks to Shri Mataji, thanks to Sahaja Yoga, thanks to the healing power of the Kundalini, which is our loving, nurturing, motherly energy within us, he did manage to give up alcohol from that point to his end of his days, actually. And there's a little postscript to this story that just conveys Shri Mataji was extremely generous to a fault and would give, of course, giving her time and energy, self-realization, but also material things. She loved to give gifts. And sometimes if you were lucky enough, to be in the right place at the right time, in the firing line, she would just be, "Here, have this, have this, have this." And you'd be like, oh. And if your eye would happen to catch some beautiful piece of artwork in her living room, perhaps by you were like, "Oh, this is so beautiful, Shri Mataji." She'd say, "Have it. I was wondering what I was going to give you." It's happened to us. So she was in that sort of mood, and one day she had a pile of things beside her. I think she was having a big sort out. There was sort of Indian deity statues, saris, crockery, and amongst other things, underneath all of this, she said, "Danya, I want to give something for your father." "Oh, thank you, Mother." And she just reached down very spontaneously, and she handed me this whiskey decanter on a wagon with 6 little glasses, and she smiled, I smiled, I bowed, and I gave it to my dad, and he literally could not believe it, and that had little pride of place on a shelf at home, and even for a teetotaler, he kept it there. He was on the wagon for his whole life. So just to share some stories of her sweetness. Thank you.
And now Tim will lead us in an interactive workshop using some basic mantra sounds to deepen the meditation. Thank you.
So once these vibrations are flowing, and we start to feel this cool energy on our hands and in the top of our heads, it starts to flow through the system, to cleanse the system. So this is what we're going to be doing now. So we're going to be using sounds, very simple sounds, basic mantras essentially, to help cleanse the system so that we can have a much stronger experience and go deeper into that state of meditation and really enjoy that feeling of silence, of bliss, of meditation itself. So, as we know, meditation is characterized by a state of thoughtless awareness. So let's sit as we were before. So let's put the feet flat on the floor. You might want to take the shoes off if you put them back on, or if your feet are cold, just be comfortable. Whatever's better. So what we're going to do now is just put our hands back on the lap, palm upwards. So again, we're receiving that energy into our hands. Just go inside, close the eyes, go to the top of the head, and just allow the breath to take us to the top of the head, and just gently breathe through the top of the head, so that all our energy, our attention is going to that top point, where that yoga takes place, where that silence is. So first of all, we're going to put attention on to the left channel. So the left channel is our emotional side. And to help that, the left hand, will just stay on our laps. And the right hand, point that towards the Mother Earth. So point it towards the ground. So not flat on the lap, so just towards the ground. Yeah. So down the side. So put it to the side of your leg, towards the ground. That's it. And just relax the hand in that position. So what we're doing is we're making contact with the Mother Earth. So we're using the candle here, that's representing the fire. We're surrounded by the air. There's also water in the air. And we're using the Mother Earth now to help with the left channel. So we're going to make a sound that the Kundalini itself makes as it goes through the system. And that sound is a simple sound. And we're going to sing it on this note to help cleanse the system on the left side. So let's sing together. Good. So what we're doing is we're sending the sound through the top of the head. So everything now is from the point of view of that crown chakra on the top of the head, where we get that connection. And we're awakening, remember, the quality of the left side, which is pure desire. Pure desire. Again, And again. Good. And again through the top of the head. Good. And now just allow that flow to take place. So that cool energy, cool, fresh energy is coming into the left hand, replenishing our emotions. And any heaviness in our emotions is simply flowing out through the right hand into the Mother Earth and being cleansed by that element. And just allow that to take place. And inside we can say quietly to this energy, Mother, please purify my emotions. Mother, please enlighten my emotions. Let me feel that pure divine love within me. That bliss, that joy. That pure spirit. Let me feel it in my heart. Let me feel you in my heart. And then bring the hand back onto the lap. So we're back in the neutral position. So both hands facing upwards. So now let's take attention onto the right channel. So this is the side which is the more doing side. It's the masculine side, the sun side. So if we're very busy, if we're all the time thinking and planning and always in the future, it creates a lot of heat. So to help get rid of that heat, we just simply bend the left arm in the elbow, like this, with the palm facing backwards. So the left, not the right, the left. That's it. So the left arm is basically bent at the elbow. The right is just as it was before, with a palm facing upwards. And again, feel that flow. So that cool, fresh energy comes into the right hand, replenishing our right channel. And any heat or tension just goes out through the left hand into the cooling air. And to help that, we're going to make a sound, ooh, a soothing ooh sound. So again, close the eyes, go inside, and send that sound through the top of the head. And again. And just allow that flow of Kundalini to take place, a flow of energy. And this time we can say, Mother, please cool me down. Please cool down my thinking. And please bring me into complete balance. And then just relax both hands back in the neutral position again, back on the lap. So now full attention on the central channel. So this is the path of evolution. This is the path that the Kundalini takes, and it goes beyond the balloons of ego and superego, which is where the right and left end. Takes us above the emotions, above the brain, above our thinking awareness, into this new silent area of thoughtless awareness. So here, to help us go into that state, we take a humming sound, And again, sending it upward. One last time. So now we put those three sounds together. So probably you've guessed that U, and when you put those together, it makes Om. So this is where the primordial sound, the Om, is coming from. It's coming from these three channels. And when we put them together, it's more like an O and an Om, like this. So let's make that sound, sending the sound again upwards through the top of the head. And again. And again. Okay, so this time we're going to raise the right hand from the base of the spine, which is where the Kundalini begins, all the way up the center of the body, up the spine to the top of the head as we do the Om. Okay? So we're going to raise that energy. There are so many strands of Kundalini there. And we're going to raise them up so that more of this energy comes and we have a stronger experience. We become more steady. Our attention becomes more steady in this point. Okay, so let's take Om. Good. Really focusing ourselves to the top of the head. Again. Tremendous. Again. And one last time. And just hold the hand at the top of the head for a moment. So really just focus all of your attention there at the top of the head. That's where we want to be all the day, no matter what we do. And just see what you feel with the hand. Do you feel more of an energy coming, more coolness coming? It may feel like a tingling or perhaps a warmth, but see what you feel. And then with the left hand, the same. Sometimes we're a little more sensitive with the other. And it may be a bit higher than you expect, or it may be a little to the front or to the side, so sometimes it's not quite where we expect it to be. And then fix your attention there, and then relax both hands back on the lap, so back in the neutral position, and just enjoy that state. So keeping our attention at the top of the head, but with the hands down, and nice and open, the palms open, we're receiving that energy through the hands. And just gently breathe through the top of the head, which helps keep our attention there, keeps our focus there, and helps dissolve any thoughts which may start to come. So hold on to that silent state, and in a moment I'll introduce a little music to help sustain that. Om Aim Hrim Klim Chamundaye Viche Om Glaum Hum Klim Jom Saha Jvalya Dvalya Jvala Jvala Prajvala Prajvala Aim Rim Klim Chamundaye Viche Jval Ham Sam Lam Ksham Bhat Swaha Iti Mantra Om Tat Sat Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo 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 Namaha. So just hold that silent state for a few moments more. Just gently breathing through the top of the head.
So staying in this meditative mood while the musicians are setting up, I'm going to show you how to actually work on yourself. For Sahaja Yoga is all about being able to raise your own kundalini and clear out your own chakras. So we're going to take the left hand and with your right hand, bring it up, raise your kundalini up and tie it above your head once. And we go back and we raise up again and we tie it twice. And the third time. And we tie it 3 times. Thank you. Now just put your left hand towards the photograph of Shri Mataji and keep your right hand above your head and see if it's any different from when you tried earlier. Maybe it's coming a little cooler. Maybe you can actually feel some vibrations. And then put your right hand down and try with your left hand. And then finally, putting both hands down, you can put what's called a Bhajan. It's a protection of love. You're going to spread your vibrations around all your chakras. So you keep your left hand out, and your right hand, you're going to spread in an arc all the way around your chakras. And you're going to do it 7 times. Oops. 2, 3, 4. 7. And take your left hand and your right hand and you say thank you. So now the Bhajan group is going to play for you.
So, there's a time for meditation, and then when you feel it, then there's a chance and a time to express it. So these are clapping songs, so please join in with the clapping. The chorus is very, very easy. It's basically la 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 la. So when you get the melody, please join in. This is a song which describes how it's taken many lifetimes to get to this point. So this is the culmination of lifetimes of seeking, and now you get your realization from Shri Mataji, and you have it, and all that's left is to enjoy it and to go deep into that state of bliss, of enjoyment, of meditation. La la la, la la la, la 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 la. जन्म जो पुण्य किए हैं अब हुए सारे, सत जन्म जो पुण्य किए हैं अब हुए सारे, इसीलिए माता जी हमको दर्शन हुए तुम्हारे, इसीलिए माता जी हमको So this is a very ancient song called Zogava or Jogava or Yogava. It's a Marathi song written by a saint called Eknath, and he tells how when you get this Kundalini awakening, how all the problems of the chakras, they just drop off, and then all that's left again is to enjoy. So it's another big clapping, enjoying song. There's a chorus in Marathi language, and it goes, Udabai, 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 Ude. So please join in. So Udabai, 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 Ude.
Udabai, Udabai, Ude, Mohammed Shasul, Mardamani, Udabai, 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 Ude, Vividapanji, Karavaya Dalani, Udabai, 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 Ude, Bandamoni, Pavani, Bandamoni, Shri Shakti Mataji Nirmala Devi ki jai.
Right, after that wonderful rendition, we're now going to introduce you to the coordinators from all the London programs that you can go along and find out more about Sahaja Yoga. So if they'd like to come to the front, please, wherever you are. Just along here, please. As you can see, we have a number of meetings throughout London. So if everyone would like to lift up their notices. So after the program, you're most welcome to go along and find one of these to find out about your local meetings. All the details are on the leaflets you've been given, but it's always nice to put a face to who you can contact. So thank you very much.